Good evening, all. My name is Krupa Prashant, and I work as a nutritionist at Oasis Fertility. Today, we are going to talk about what is a good weight loss and how to do it. So, let me begin with what will be the agenda for today. What are the topics that we are going to discuss? So, our agenda would be to understand what is a good weight loss and to define what is obesity, and also to understand what is a good speed or what is the good rate at which you have to do the weight loss. Can you please go to the next slide? So, in terms of infertility, why is it important to understand weight loss in a proper manner? Is something that we are going to discuss today. And most importantly, I'll be talking to you about what you should not be doing to lose weight in a hurry and why you should not go behind fad diets or yo yo diets and lose weight, and what happens to you or your body when you do those things and come back to your original weight. And I will also share some interesting recipes with you, and of course there will be a take home message for all of you. So let us understand why being overweight or being obese affects you as a woman. And if you are someone who is starting your fertility treatment, it is even more important to take care of your weight and to stay in your healthy BMI. ಸೊ ನನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೇಹದ ತೂಕ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೇಹದ ತೂಕ ಯಾಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ವಿಷಯ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ, ಈವನ್ ಒಬೆಸಿಟಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈವನ್ ಮೆನ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದರ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ಬರೀ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವರ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ತೂಕ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆನ್ ಒಬೆಸಿಟಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೈಟ್ BMI ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ and you have a greater chances of being getting pregnant and sustaining your pregnancy and having a healthy baby. So it's important to stay in that very good BMI or a healthy BMI when before you start your journey of pregnancy. And a very important fact that I would like to emphasize today, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ತಾಯಂದ್ರ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ಸೀವ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ weight loss can actually improve fertility to a very large extent. That means ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ತೂಕ ಇಳಿಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಒಂದು 5%, ಒಂದು 6% ತೂಕ ಇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ರೇಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಏನಿದೆ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಡಯಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ people who are trying to get pregnant, it's even more important. Through exercise and through eating a very healthy diet, you can definitely increase your chances of getting pregnant. So these are the things why the things why I am going to discuss about the obesity related weight loss and infertility related weight loss. One main thing, before we even start telling you about weight loss, is that making your goal a very realistic one. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸೀವ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕಾಸ್ಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇಟ್ ಲಾಸ್. ನಾವು ಇಂಥ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಸೈಜಿಗೆ ಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಇಂಥ ತೂಕಕ್ಕೆ ಇಳಿಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಬಟ್ as somebody who is undergoing a fertility treatment or trying to lose to conceive, should have these following goals as her health goals. For example, gaining strength. Most of us in martivi, because we are also working from home, we are not moving enough at all. So namge when we don't move enough, when we don't get moving, muscle strength kadme aagta ide, and most of us end up sitting at a place for a long time. So gaining strength itself can be a health goal. And when you sit with a nutritionist or a trained professional, she can actually tell you it is not a number you should be chasing. ಇದು ಒಂದು ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ದು ನಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವೀಕ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಇಂಥ ತೂಕಕ್ಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ಗೆ ಇಂಥ ತೂಕಕ್ಕೆ ಇಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲ. ದರ್ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ 5% ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ವೆಯ್ಟ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, 5% ನಿಮ್ಮ ತೂಕದ ಇಳಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಥರ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕೇ ಹೊರತು it is not about getting into a particular size or reducing a large number of or a big number of weight. Working on a good exercise habit. Most of us do not exercise only. A lot of people don't exercise, do not have it as a daily routine. So that itself can be your goal. And drinking enough water. Now a lot of people tell me that they just forget to drink water. So ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. So in weight loss journey, when you sit with a nutritionist, these are the things, it's called a holistic approach to your weight loss, which a professional can give you. And getting into a balanced eating habit. A lot of people come and tell me that I eat only twice. Why am I gaining weight? Why am I gaining so much of weight? So eating twice could be far less than what you require. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ತಿಂತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ನಾನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿಂದಷ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ತೂಕ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಿತ್ಸ್ a professional or an expert can clear for you and plan out a diet. Tackling cravings. 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock is a time wherein all of us feel like eating something junk, like eating something fried. So that is when your skills come in, and a nutritionist can suggest what are the things you can do at that time to bring down your cravings and cut down on the calories. So these are the goals which are realistic and which you should be considering as a overall weight loss journey. And also, weight loss and infertility is more about preparing your body for motherhood. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ನೀವು ತಾಯ್ತನಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಬೈ ಈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಡಯಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸಿಂಗ್. ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ರೈಟ್ ಆಹಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಿನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಮತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೂಲಕ, and rather than looking good, getting slim or achieving a particular body size or dress size. So this is what I would like to say. So we spoke so much about obesity and overweight. I would like to bring your focus to something very surprising here in this slide. So how do you define or measure overweight or obesity? When you come to me or to my clinic, what I will do is I will measure two things. The first thing I'm going to measure is body mass index. Now if you look at my slide, there is a semicircle which is colored, and the first part of it talks about the normal BMI. The blue space is the normal BMI, and the second place is the overweight and the obese BMI, and the last one is morbidly obese. Now these are the people who cannot, or despite a lot of effort, cannot come back to their normal. They can probably come back to obese and overweight, but normalcyಗೆ ಬರುವುದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಥ ಕೇಸಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. So let's see BMI of normal and overweight and obesity. There are three categories, and most of the times what we don't realize is in normal, overweight and obesity ಹೋಗುವ ತನಕ there are these two phases actually. So overnight nobody goes on to become obese or overweight. So you always have got that time wherein you can actually look at your lifestyle, come back to whatever size or whatever body weight which you're supposed to be at. So normal to overweight, going on becoming from normal to overweight BMI actually takes time, and from overweight to obesity is also there is some amount of gap. So what I'm trying to tell you is it is not an overnight process. You have got time to watch the symptoms in your body and understand that you are gaining weight, and there are so many other symptoms which come along with putting on or gaining weight. There could be hair loss, you could be feeling very lethargic. Suddenly there could be so many hormonal imbalances. You could be feeling that you're low on strength. These are the things you could that can happen to you. So I'm just saying that it's important to watch your body when you are, putting on weight. So nobody goes from normal to suddenly becoming obese. That does not happen because it is not magic. So from normal to overweight, from overweight to obesity, because there is time and opportunity for you to look at your lifestyle and also what you are eating. ನಮ್ಮ ಎರಡನೆಯ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ ಏನು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಪ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ that we can even do at home. Even for body mass index, do not break your head about what is the formula, how do I find out. When if you are using your smartphone, there are a number of calculators to calculate your body mass index, and it will show you whether you are in blue, green or yellow category. So go ahead and use any of those calculators available online, and you can actually find out your body mass index. Now the second is the waist hip ratio. How do we do this? It's a very simple measurement that we can do. Now I'm sure everybody has this measurement tape at home. It's a simple tailoring tape which we use. So take this tape and first measure your waist. Now what is the waist measurement? Exactly at your belly button, you should take this tape around the belly button and measure the centimeters. Then write it down. So the waist measurement is at the belly button. And then you go to find out the hip measurement. How do we find out the hip measurement? That's also very easy. Below the belly button, whatever is the widest part of your body, the widest part of your body after your belly button is the hip measurement. So when you measure that and divide these values, you get your waist hip ratio, which is very easy to calculate. And here it's important to understand that women should have zero point 0.8 or less, and men should have zero point 0.9 or less of this ratio. So if you are in this range, you're quite safe, and there's no need to worry about the central obesity or the peripheral obesity. So this is one good indicator to understand whether you are at the good BMI or where exactly you stand. And the next slide, I'm going to talk to you about some numbers and why is it important that we understand these numbers. So there are many studies and reports that have been, used to measure women or obesity-related infertility. Now, most of these reports and studies have measured women between 18 to 45, basically because they wanted to understand the correlation between ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಒಬಿಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ 18 ರಿಂದ 45 ವಯಸ್ಸಿನ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಾಟ್ ಅ ವಾಪಿಂಗ್ ನಂಬರ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 80% ಆಫ್ PCOS ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ PCOD ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆರ್ ಒಬೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ನಂಬರ್. 100ರಲ್ಲಿ 80 ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು PCOS ಡಯಾಗ್ನೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಬೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಈದರ್ ವೇಸ್. ಮೊದಲು PCOD ಡಯಾಗ್ನೋಸ್ ಆಗಿ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಕುಡ್ ಗೋ ಆನ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಒಬೀಸ್, ಆರ್ ಒಬೇಸಿಟಿ ಇಂದ PCOS ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಶುರು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎರಡೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ 1 in 7 couples, and its rate is definitely on the increase. So these are the facts the studies or the reports have given us. So ovulatory defects, so unexplained causes for infertility, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ 50% ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನ 50% ಏನಿದೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಒಬೆಸಿಟಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ 50% is where we can make a difference. So as nutritionists, as health professionals, this 50% is where we can make a change. We can ask our patients to be, to switch to a more healthier, to switch to a more, active lifestyles and, achieve their healthy BMIs. So ಈ 50% ಏನಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this is where we should be working aggressively. So I have also cited a study from where I have taken the above numbers. So why is it so serious? Why are we, talking so much about PCOS ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, obesity ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ? Why are we discussing about it so much? So ಯಾರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 25ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ BMI ಇದೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೈ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ PCOS ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ PCOS increases, and low pregnancy outcomes. This is very important because we are discussing, infertility and obesity. And as a third level or a third risk, this BMI, which is about 25, or people who are obese, ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್. So it's even more important that, if you have started your treatment, then you have to try and lose some weight if you are obese or overweight. Let us assume that post conception, okay, pregnancy ಆಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಗಿರುವಾಗ ನನಗೇನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ಡ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಜೆಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್. ಜೆಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಮಧುಮೇಹ, ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದು. ಅದಾದ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಜೆಸ್ಟೇಷನಲ್ ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಹೋದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಮೆನ್ ಟೆನ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಟ್. ಅವರ ಲೇಟರ್ ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇರುವ ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಸ್, ಟೈಪ್ 2 ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಸ್ ಬರುವ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರೀ ಎಕ್ಲಾಂಪ್ಸಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ BP ಆರ್ ಹೈ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆನ್ಸಿ. ಈ ಪ್ರೀ ಎಕ್ಲಾಂಪ್ಸಿಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಹೈ BP is also associated with higher BMIs and also miscarriages. Now this is something none of us want or um, wish for. So if you're trying to lose or lose weight and get into a healthy BMI, these are the whole lot of array of symptoms and risks you will be cutting down. So ಈ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ we can actually prevent so many things. So why should overweight and obesity be addressed quickly? ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಡಯಾಗ್ನೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇಗ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ 2 ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಟೈಪ್ 2 ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೈ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ನ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹೈ BP can also be prevented, and infertility among women in reproductive age can be prevented, and risk of miscarriages also reduces with reduction in the overweight or obesity. Now we come to a very important part of my presentation. That is exactly what we set out to discuss. This is how fast should you lose weight. So if you are looking at a number or ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ನಂಬರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, I would like to give you that number as 0.5 to 1 kilo in a week. Not more than 0.5 to 1 kilo in a week. This depends, and this is not a blanket recommendation for everybody. If you imagine or if you think that there could be 3 weeks in a month or 4 weeks in a month, your weight loss cannot be beyond 3 to 4 kilos in that month. If you are telling me that you have lost more than 3 to 4 kilos in a month, then I will assume there could be something like a fat diet or some diet which you have experimented with. It is not good to lose beyond 3 to 4 kilos in a month. And to do this, ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? You will need to burn 500 to 1000 kilocalories a day, okay, and out of your total calorie intake. Now how do you understand how much calories you are eating? That's when a nutritionist will come into a place. So ನೀವು ಒಬ್ಬ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲರೀಸ್ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಲರೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ 500 to 1000 ಕಿಲೋಸ್ನ ಇದರ್ ಕಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಇಂದ ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Only then 1 kilo per week weight loss ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. And this, when scientifically done, you will not go back to the same big weight which you were at. If this is not scientifically done, then ನಿಮ್ಮ weight loss ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು sustain ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. For any simple reason, you can put on the same weight or you could even double your weight. So this is actually the scientific way of losing weight. So if you're looking at a number, not more than 3 to 3.5 kilos in a month. That is what a nutritionist is going to suggest you. So in my previous slide, I told you that it's important to understand what not to do, because these days ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, and most of the people can give you a diet tip or two, be it your neighbor, ನಿಮ್ಮ friend ಇರ್ಬೋದು. They all know something or the other about diet and weight loss, and everybody is talking about weight loss these days. So let's see what you should not be doing first, and then I'll teach you what you should be doing. So my first example of what not to do with Yala, this is it goes something like this. A lot of people, when they sit with me, discuss about different types of diet. So I've got one such diet with me. I'm on seafood diet. So I see food and I eat it. So how funny can that get? Okay. Going on fat diets, number one. Fat diets, what are fat diets? I mean, the examples can be low carb diet, no fat diet, and intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is so popular. So let's understand why we should not be doing these diets. Low carb diet is actually dangerous. So when you don't eat the amount of carbs your body requires, you will either end up getting a headache, you will feel extremely tired, and if you are not concentrating on complex carbohydrates, then your body will feel very very tired, and ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಯಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಖಂಡಿತ ಇರಲ್ಲ. Okay, so no fat diet is another fad diet. No fat diet, we all definitely, even for lying on the bed, need or require fat in some or the other form. But ಯಾವ source in the fat choose ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, that is very important. So no fat diet is a fat diet. Please do not go on such diets without getting a proper advice from a nutritionist or an expert. The intermittent fasting is on rise. So, I mean, every other person who wants to lose weight is trying out intermittent fasting. I have no bias, or I have no nothing against intermittent fasting, but the only thing is this is not sustainable. You cannot sustain on an intermittent fasting for a long time. You will need to eat, you will need to give in for your cravings, you will have to attend an occasion where you will be forced to eat. There will be other things where you will have to eat. So intermittent fasting, although gives you results very quickly, this is not something which you will survive on for a long time. So when you don't, you will end up having things like acid refluxes, and you are irritable by the by 1 o'clock in the morning, and you will not be able to focus on most of the rest of the day's activity. So before you get into intermittent fasting, you should be able to think about what are the consequences of intermittent fasting. So that was the first thing. ಈಗ there is one more diet called a smoothie diet or a juice diet. I am on detox ಅಂತ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. So what is this detox, and what are you detoxifying ಅಂದ್ರೆ my intestine, my stomach. I would like to give you a medical fact that most of the organs are self cleaning in our body. You don't require to you don't need to put anything to clean it up. So what are you achieving by detox? So look at this man who is trying to smile on the first day of his juice fasting. So detox diets, juice diets do not give you the right amount of requirements. ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಡಯಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಡಿಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಡಯಟ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ a doctor or a nutritionist, please don't go on these diets. Now, another trend is, of course, rushing into the gym. You can see these people on my screen. The first man is almost asleep, ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. And the second one cannot figure out whether he is running or falling off. He is unable to look at the monitor. He's confused. And the lady here at 7 a.m., she is feeling amazing. And at 7:01, she feels like she has been hit by a truck. So these are the things which can happen when you rush into the gym and also rush inside the gym. So both matter. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೀಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಇಸ್ ಜಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ದೆನ್? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಜಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದೇ ತಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಜಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ತಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಜಿಮ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಪ್ರೀ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮುನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಟು ಬರ್ನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್ ರೈಟ್, you end up burning your muscle or using up your muscle rather than burning your fat. The entire idea of going to a gym is to burn fat and build muscle. So if you're doing the opposite, then what is the fun? Alpha? Then tailor made exercises for your need. The gym instructor should be able to tailor make the exercises. Madam, what are you trying to achieve? Kelbeko nimna. Is it fertility? Are you going to become a mom in a short period of time? Are you going to walk the ramp? ನೀವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಫ್ಯಾಷನ್ ಶೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಇವೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅ ಜಿಮ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟರ್, a trained gym instructor, I would like to emphasize that word. And sleep cycle. Most of the times when we hit the gym, the sleep cycles get disrupted. Either you will not be able to sleep or you will sleep for a very, very long time. And when you're not sleeping, the circadian rhythm gets affected. And tackling increased hunger, that's also something which can happen very often, because if you're exercising a lot, obviously you will feel hungry. ಆದರೆ ಯಾಂಥ ಆಹಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಆಹಾರನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಫುಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಪೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ವೆರಿ ಆಫನ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಪೇಷನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, all these things come into play when you are going to the gym. So if you are able to take care of all these things, then yeah, why not? Gym can happen. So please make sure that you consider the above points before you start gymming. Yeah, so another popular principle or another popular myth is that starving yourself to lose weight. I eat less calories, so I don't gain weight. Does that work like that? ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಡೆಯುವ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆನ? And why is it not good? ಇದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. So when you are hungry, ghrelin is a hormone which is present in your body. It raises. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಶ್ವಾದಾಗ ಗ್ರೆಲಿನ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಲಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಗ್ರೆಲಿನ್ ಅನ್ನುವ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ? ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್. The as and when the ghrelin or the amount of ghrelin goes up in the body, the fat storage also goes up in the body. So what are you doing by getting hungrier and hungrier? You're increasing ghrelin and thereby you're increasing your fat storage. So the more you starve, higher are the chances that you are storing fat in your body. ಈ ಗ್ರೆಲಿನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ತಿನ್ನೋದ್ರಿಂದ ತೂಕ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಯೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಾಡಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ತೆಳ್ಳಿಗಾಗಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಗೋ ಬೈ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಯು ಡೂ? ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ? ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ 3 ಅಥವಾ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಹಾರನ ತಿಂದು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ರೈಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಬರ್ನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಮೋರ್ ಫುಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದ ಬಾಡಿ, not by starving yourself. So that's why starving is not the right way to lose weight. So gymming ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, starving ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Juice diets also I have discussed, and some crazy diets like intermittent fasting and seafood diet ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So I just thought that, okay, after talking to you so much about weight loss, what is the fun if I don't give you some options? ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಓಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೈಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಶ್ವಾದ್ರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ? ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮೀಲ್ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸರ್ಸ್. ಈ ಮೀಲ್ ರೀಪ್ಲೇಸರ್ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ, 2 ಮೀಲ್ ಮಧ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೀಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಹಾರದ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮೀಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸರ್ ಥರನೂ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು. ಪೀಪಲ್ who don't feel very hungry, they can actually use this meal replacers as complete replacers. For example, carrot onion soup, it comes only with 94 calories, and idanna ನೀವು ಮೀಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕೂಡ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು because it doesn't add up to the calories. And overall ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೀಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಬಿಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲೋರೀಸ್ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ there could be other recipes like red masoor dal soup. It comes with quite some amount of proteins ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 100 ರಿಂದ 120 ಕ್ಯಾಲರೀಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ವೇಟ್. Moong dal and spinach soup. Spinach can either be added later as a garnish, or spinach can be cooked with your moong dal. Both are possible, however you like it. And flavorings nalli kuda there is no limitation. Some people like it Italian, some people like North Indian. So there is no limitation in that. You can actually try and experiment various flavors. So these are some of the soups which can be used as meal replacer in case ನೀವು ರಾತ್ರಿಯ ಊಟನ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಸ್, ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಬೌಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಈಟ್ ದೆಮ್. ಇದು ಗಿಲ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮ್ ವಿತ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲರೀಸ್. ಸಬ್ಜೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲಡ್ಸ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೀಲ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸರ್ಸ್. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾವೇನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪಲ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ಸಬ್ಜಿ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೈಡ್, ಅದೇನಿದ್ರು ಅಕಂಪನಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಿಂತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಲೂಸ್ ವೇಟ್. ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮೊಳಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿದಂತಹ ಕಾಳುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಪಲ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ಸಬ್ಜಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಮೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವ ತರಕಾರಿ ಅಥವಾ your favorite fruit can be added, and that itself can become a nice meal replacer. So these are the things I just wanted to suggest. And again, this might not suit everybody, but yeah, this can suit most of your requirement. Again, khichdis, raitas, all these can become big quantities and replace your meals. The advantages are they give you a lot of antioxidants, mattu vitamins and minerals, depending on which fruit or which vegetable you are using. There will be some amount of fat and protein because of dal and the fat which you are using to cook. So, idanella, these are the things which you can do when you are trying to lose weight. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಅ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂ ವಿಲ್ ಲುಕ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮಿಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ನ್ಯಾಕ್, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ನ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಂಚ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಲೋ ಗ್ಲೈಸೆಮಿಕ್ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಫುಡ್ಸ್, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ರೈಸ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಆಹಾರನೇ ತಿಂತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅನ್ನದ ಪದಾರ್ಥ ಅಥವಾ ಅಕ್ಕಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನೇ ತಿಂತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರ ಬದಲು ದೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಚನಾ ದಾಲ್ ದೋಸಾ ಇರಬಹುದು, ವೀಟಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಗೋಧಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರುವ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಳೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಎಗ್ ವೈಟ್ಸ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಪನೀರ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಮಿಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಈಟ್ ಅ ಸೀಸನಲ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್. So whenever you're shopping for a fruit, please look for seasonal things. The nature is giving its bounty in terms of seasonal fruit. So if you're not able to exploit it, then what is the fun? So please go ahead and buy seasonal fruits and don't let things like, this fruit is heat, this fruit can give me a cold. Don't hold back yourself by going by those myths unless you have tried it. And evening snack is something where all of us go wrong, because end of the day, I think all of us are very tired to even think about what to make, and that's where the problem starts. None of us are prepared to eat or make a snack and eat, because we are hungry and our energy levels would have dipped by evening. ಸಂಜೆ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಫೀಸಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿನ್ನುವ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಅಂತೂ ಹೊರಟೆ ಹೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ ಡೂ? ಏನು ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು? ವೆಜಿಟಬಲ್ ಬೇಲ್ಸ್, ಕ್ಯಾರೆಟ್ಸ್, ಬೀಟ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ನೋಲ್ ಕೋಲ್ಸ್, ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುರಿದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಫ್ಲೇವರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ you can make bales. There could be soups which I discussed with you, and there could be big boats of cucumbers with grated paneer and sprout salad. The advantage is these things actually keep you satiated. That is very important. ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಸಿವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. And your menu will look something like this. Just after waking up after 45 minutes of waking up, you should be able to eat your breakfast, because that is the principle of breaking the fast of overnight. That's why it is called breakfast. Breakfast ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, that is why. And 11 a.m., yes, it's a time for a mid morning snack. Definitely does not mean coffee or tea, but if you're not trying to lose weight, yes, adan kuda ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And 1 to 2 p.m. is lunch time, wherein you will eat either wheat rotis. Being Indians, yes, we can always switch to varieties of rice, which is brown rice, vegetables, buttermilk, etc. An evening snack can be following roasted almonds. The quantity has to be specified. Of course, you cannot eat a handful. Dry roasted peanuts tinbodu. Spicy paneer cubes can be made at home with minimum amount of fat, and big servings of raitas and curries can be made. And dinner is the time you will avoid a lot of simple carbs, meaning ಅತಿಯಾದ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಇರುವ ಆಹಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅತಿಯಾದ ಅಕ್ಕಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಶಾವಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ರವೆ, ಇಂತಹ ಆಹಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇನ್ ದ ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಈಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಗ್ ವೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬಹುದು, ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ವೀಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮತ್ತು ಬೇಳೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಳಿನ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ತಗೊಂಡು, ಮತ್ತು ಬಟರ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಯೂ. So, balanced diet ಇದೆಯಾ? Is there a balanced diet, or what will my plate look like ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, yes, 40% of your plate should be filled with fruits and vegetables. And when I say fruits and vegetables, make sure these are different varieties of fruits and vegetables. And 25% only is coming from cereals and pulses, meaning rotis, rice, chawal, your basmati rice. Those will make up only 25%. The another 25% of your meal is coming from proteins, which could be egg whites, fish irbodu, chicken, mutton, idrinda kuda barbodu. And only 10% is allocated for fats, or visible fats, or fats which we use for cooking. Now, I have come to an eye opener slide. So, when I'm talking to my patients, I don't just talk about food. I also talk to them about the exercise part of their daily routine. So, when I'm talking to you about exercises, just look at the activities which I have listed. These are very common activities that we do. That is, brisk walking for 30 minutes burns 100 to 200 calories. Some people tell me that they do yoga. Yoga for 30 minutes will burn 120 to 160 calories only. Okay. And a treadmill at home, most of us would have bought it, and most of us would be using it for various other purposes. So, treadmill at home for 30 minutes burns 240 calories only. Okay. And when you are swimming, it burns 250 calories. Climbing stairs will burn 235 calories, and cycling will burn 298 calories. Okay. So, you have approximately understood what is the amount of calories burnt in 30 minutes if you're doing these things in 30 minutes. Imagine you are eating a 2000 calorie diet. I am taking an average. Actually, it is towards 2200 to 2300. Average Indian diet could go anywhere between 2300 to 2400 kilocalories. So, where is 2400 calories? Even if you are cycling for 1 hour, it is burning some 600 calories. And in my previous slide, I said, ನಿಮ್ಮ ತೂಕ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 4 ಅಥವಾ 3 kg ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 1000 ಅಥವಾ 500 ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ, 1000ದಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬೈ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸಿಂಗ್. You have to follow a diet and then exercise. Only these are the two methods to lose weight. I have put this slide basically because a lot of women tend to think that doing house chores is also exercise. Let us see whether it is exercise. Now, exercise definition is exercise only. You should be bringing up your heart rate, number one. You should be sweating at least as an indicator. Sweating ಆಗಬೇಕು. Okay. So only then, and some amount of calories should be burned. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ? When you reach a heart rate zone wherein it starts burning the calories. So until you reach that heart rate, it's not called an exercise. So if you look at this slide, laundry ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬೆಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಐರನಿಂಗ್, ಡಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಗಾರ್ಡನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು 73 calories to 120 calories ಮಾತ್ರ ಖರ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. And look at the next part of the slide. Sleeping actually consumes some energy, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬಿಸ್ಮಲಿ ಲೋ. 19 ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೀವು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. And reading and sitting also takes up some calories. Sitting with your phone, which is like 35 calories. So even by sitting with your phone for 30 minutes, you are burning some calories, yes, but it is just 34. So I'm sure you get the point. So, house chores basically are not exercises. Exercises are done. It's a time which you devote or keep for yourself. And like I said, your heart rate should improve, and also there should be some amount of sweating. So, it's easy to track your exercise these days. Smartphones, smart watches, in the number of steps can be calibrated, number of what is your heart rate can be calculated, how much calories you have burnt can also be calculated. So losing weight these days has become very easy. So I'm coming to the last part of my presentation, and I have a take home message for you, and in fact I have some take home messages for you. So, when you're doing weight loss diets, it is not one size fits all. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಟು ದ ಟಿ. So you'll have to consult some expert and sit down and discuss what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. Thereby we can actually improve your weight loss results. And then practice portion control for eating less calories. ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಗೆ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಪುಟಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್ and eating first eating only the fruit and the vegetable part, starting with the salad. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. And regular exercise and balanced diet combined is the only way to success. So if somebody says that I have lost weight because I went to this camp, or I did a sauna, or I lost it because I drank some juice like aloe vera, etc., etc., then that is not the right way to go about. And cutting down on red meat consumption, basically because you cut down on risk of cancers, risk of putting on weight, and consuming extra calories. And when you are trying to conceive, which is very important for today's topic, weight loss is suggested by the doctor. When your doctor says please go ahead and do some weight loss so that it helps your fertility, please consult a nutritionist and sit down with her and understand what you can do. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಯಟ್ ಇಂದ ನಾನು ಲೂಸ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ನ ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. These are the things you should be considering. So I think that completes our presentation today. We are open to comments. Then we can probably all take up some comments. So I can see Ms. Ramya Shri is asking me what foods make a female more fertile. Now, more fertile would not be the term I would use. What foods that can make female fertility successful, or more this one? I would say things like iron and folate, of course. Zinc is very important, and eating by eating more of fruits and vegetables. So. Those are the things we can actually include in a woman's diet when you're looking at female fertility. Are there more comments? Uh, okay. So somebody has said that she has undergone infertility treatment, and her clinician has suggested her IF, intermittent fasting. So I have lost weight. It's very nice to know that, ma'am. I hope all the best to you. So yeah. With your doctor's consultation, yes, absolutely, you can go ahead with your whatever diet plan she suggests for. Um, yeah, so if you have a doubt saying that whether you have lost weight because of metformin, no, metformin doesn't cause weight loss as far as I know. It must be the fasting which you are doing. I hope you sustain that weight loss, ma'am, and be careful just to make sure that you don't go hypoglycemic. I would say keep a little candy with you, keep a little pack of sugar, so that whenever you feel that you're extremely tired or you pass out, that is something you should be doing in the first place. Pop that sugar immediately, and then ask for help. So please make sure that you don't go hypoglycemic. uh, okay, so now you also are saying that the weight might be increasing a little. We can probably look at this as a case thing, and we can get in touch with you and give you a better understanding or guidance with this. We can actually come to a conclusion whether it is you're putting on the weight back, or how exactly we can help you. Yeah, so that's how we would like to come back to you. So there are, like I said, not one fruit. There are so many things. Each fruit is very different. When I ask you to eat an apple, I cannot say when you eat an apple and eat an orange, both things are same. So orange has got its qualities. It comes with a punch of vitamin C. But when you are talking about an apple, it comes with pectin, which is an indigestible fiber, which gives you, a stool bulk, which will relieve you of your constipation. So each fruit, each actually not fruit, I mean, each food is very different. So you should be actually eating all of them to get the most of the nature. So do not stick to one fruit. Pomegranate, like I said, seasonal fruits should be more in your diet. Yeah. So, like I said, what is the best way to lose weight naturally? To cut down on calories, to understand where exactly you are eating more and where you can reduce, and to exercise. These are the only things to lose weight naturally and to keep that weight sustained. In any by any other method, you will end up gaining that weight back. So, exercise and diet are the only two ways to lose weight. Yeah, this is a very, very common question. What should be avoided when trying to conceive? What happens is, most of the times, the fruits, when they are in their unripened phase, they are associated with the most enzymes. So these enzymes are nothing but chemicals present in food, and sometimes there are some enzymes which can actually break down proteins. For example, there is this myth associated with papaya. A lot of my patients ask me, should I eat, should I not eat? So there is a enzyme called papain in papaya, and it is a protein lysing enzyme, meaning that it breaks down protein. And when you're trying to conceive, and when there is fertilization of egg and sperm, so it's basically definitely you are worried about your pregnancy outcome. And if something is lysing the protein, is it a good idea to go ahead with eating that fruit? If you are in doubt, then I would say definitely ask you to avoid that raw papaya during your conception, after which ripe papaya actually does not have the pain in it, and it's absolutely safe. So other than that, if there are as a nutritionist, I would not suggest that you should be cutting down on many fruits. Papaya and pineapple can be avoided. But I would still like to go deeper and get more studies to support that claim, saying that you should avoid papaya and pineapple. So, are there any more comments? If there are no more comments, then people who have specific queries, we can get back to them. Oasis Fertility is always open to help patients. As far as diets are concerned, yes, I'm available for consultation. And kindly note down the number on the screen, and please feel free to get back to us. If there are any queries, I can also answer your queries through a telephonic conversation. That's also possible. So, with that, I would like to end today's talk. I hope it was useful for all of you. Thank you so much.